homeless, but thinking about less than just home, I would say this has become a home, and this has become a manifestation for everybody that is a black sheep of a white sheep's family. You know what I mean? So it's everybody that's been in the lowest of low places of the cities, mind you, that have found a home here, feel comfortable here. It's outside the city boundary lines, right outside the city boundary lines. I mean, we have to go quite a ways to get to a bus, which there should be a bus on this main line along the river, but there isn't, which I'm kind of wondering why that is. But the main point is that we're all family here. We look after each other. We break bread. We're here every day with each other. There's angels, a lot of angels here, a lot of good angels, and a lot of the 25 that have been brought back to the good side of the 75. So we have like a full 100 here. And at the 99, I mean, there's only one person leaving for the 99, and that's one person, and he's coming back to get himself in the spirit. So when he sends himself out in the spirit, he'll get those lost sheep. He's already here. So it's always going to be 99 to the 1% here. You know what I'm saying? With the 2 zeros not included. Right. So what I'm saying is that we are all family. We break bread. We're here together. And I just don't see why you want to take something away from that. We have mounds here with buried animals here. We have our cats, our animals buried here. I mean, we don't bother anybody. The train track people love us. We talk to the train track guys all the time. We respect other places. We pick up our trash. I mean, there are parallels to this place where maybe there aren't some people that pick up the trash, but we try to boot those people out. We are an anarchy community. We run our own government here. You know what I mean? So we don't need a city hall over us. We need none of that. We have our own hats on our heads. This is our dome, our firmament above our heads. And to kick us out right before winter, I believe that's unfair. I believe that's unconstitutional for one, and two, we have the right to bear our own arms here. And I don't mean guns. I mean our own arms, literally.
Yeah, no, you're saying like spiritually, mentally, physically. Yes.
We work here hard. We're a diverse community. We have Russians here. We have all types of people. We have all people, different types of Indians, natives, Hmongs, Chinese. We have all different types of people here. This is a diverse community. And I manifest my own land. I see the land expand before my very eyes. You know what I mean? And I claim that land. So to tell me that I can't claim my own land and I have to move, we are established here. We have been established here. And to tell us that, I don't know if it's a trash bill or they get mad about the trash, because we'll pick up our own trash. We'll bring it to the dump if that's the problem. We don't have a problem. We've been told this is a fish hatchery. We've been told this is a dump ground. I don't know why they're fighting so hard to get this land back, just to close it down and close site over it. So I would believe that anybody's welcome here. But the only people that we don't want here is the violent, aggressive. People. The people that want to hurt other people, that people want to lay hands on. We have people bringing food all over the place, to come donate to us, to bring peace, tithings. We will give our 10% too, back to the community, always. And we do that. When we walk down the streets, we pick up our trash. We pick up other people's trash. We pick the trash from people that are throwing it away, so they're not pay extra. We really do care about this land, and this is our native land because we were born again here. So this is our land. And for people that want to come and take this away, I really do. Hope that you're warned against God's angels coming, because it will be 100% full seven on you. So. This is our land, this is our peace, this is our home, And then we don't even have water here. We drink out of the failing drop off, you know what I mean? And I think that's maybe why they're also kind of worried too. They don't know what's in that water. We've had it tested, E. coli, So we just we want them to back off, because this is our land. We have a community here. We have an established community of all type. And then you know what? There's an all tree here too. There's a tree of life here, and that's what we want to keep here. And for those people that want to take death, they can leave with it. But we only take life here. So that's my bit.
Thank you.
These guys have been bringing out water every day. We've got the paramedics and the fire trucks coming in, bringing water down to us every day, making sure we're all right. We haven't had, we take care of our own here, and I think people should really look into what judges do, what judges do, what judges are doing, So, if they want to keep their cranberry fields going, they better look at their own, what they've done, what their children have done, So, there's drunk drivers that die, all the time, the drunk driving people that kill the people that, and we're a sober community, we're sober minded every day. I'm aware, and if there's anybody that I ever see sleeping, I wake them up. I tell them right to their face, I say, wake up right now, wake up. That's all you gotta do in the spirit, right? You gotta tell them to wake up in the spirit, Because some people are, walking in their flesh, and how the flesh warreth against the spirit against the flesh, So, I'm a man of God. I know, but there's a lot of people here, people that don't want this place established because they just know that there's so many angels here, there's so much community connection. This is an established community of God, and there's a lot of people that know that. So, and they'll testify right over there, anywhere. They know what's up. Nephilim and cherubims, leviathans, they're all here. All of them. My family's buried here. What do you get if they come and plow this stuff and bring the stuff by? Now we got corn growing. It's not even in its season yet, right? But you look at this. Look at that. Big beams appear out of nowhere. Now that's dimensional overlay. You can tell that they don't want us here because spiritual shit's happening, like the Bermuda Triangle. Now they didn't place those there. They were already there. But they didn't click until the dimensions lined up. You know what I mean? Until they dropped down. Well, that's a sign from God that there used to be things that were established here that they don't want us to see. And if it messes with one of their highways or one of their fake mounds. Now if you go up to that street I was talking about, where the bar is, you'll see that there's one, because that's where I said again, the original mounds used to be. In the pictures, if you look at them, you'll see a lot of other things in those pictures too that spiritually tell you that this place has been established longer than dirt. But he was born here. I watched him manifest before my very eyes. You know why? I see him coming up the gutterway, up there in the spirit, and he came into this dimension right before my very eyes. And I gave him a tent. I gave him my first tent. I gave him I gave him stuff that he needed, to get by.